If you thought the three lost movies that I encountered were scary enough, then think again. I promise this will be weird this time, and it's a Theorypasta. So I was at my attic searching for some DVDs and all that stuff, and one DVD caught my attention, which I didn't remember owning. I picked it out in a cardboard box, and when I dust it out, it says, "Open at your own risk." And, of course, I opened it, and it turned out to be a Pokemon DVD. This time, it was about the episode called Evolving Research, the pilot version of Evolving Research, and it consisted of Pikachu and Poplio in a beach. And surprising thing is, this DVD release date was on December 10th, 2018. I got really excited there, so I put the DVD into my Xbox and watched it. The Piracy to Crime ad started to play, and it was normal, not the extended cut or anything. It took me to the DVD menu. It was kind of good to look at. It features all Pikachu and Poplio, like in the DVD cover. Yeah, and the music in the background was the Poplio's theme, the Poplio song, but it was a guitar version of it. And the options were play, setup, bonus features, and visit Nintendo. So I clicked play, and there was another warning. And it said, "Warning. This pilot is made way back in December 10th, 2018 for the release of the Lost Censorship recreation of Dirty Dog. The content you're about to see will be very weird and not for the weak-hearted. Viewer discretion is not advised." I got a funny look on my face. I said. It started out normally. It started in the Pokemon Center like normal, and Ash and Pikachu were just playing and all that stuff. Everything was normal, and when they got to the boat part, when the girl used the Z move on Primarina, she went berserk. Her eyes were black, her pupils were red and crying blood, and she let out a loud Godzilla roar before the bubble exploded into rain. And then Poplio was shocked, and he wanted to do the same thing. The next morning, he went to play with Primarina. Okay, they played, but they showed Primarina, and she looked beautiful, and it showed Poplio's face, but something wasn't right. Poplio was a Charmander instead of his normal stuff. And listen, it's just a dream. It's not real, and he was just playing with the Primarina, just like playing in the sea, in the beach, and all that stuff, blah, 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 until everything was normal until it got to sunset, or the clothes ended. Poplio was making a balloon before he then couldn't hold his balance anymore. He tried to hold his balance, but to no avail. and Evie was cheering on him. You know, Sandy the Evie, and Pablo then evolved. Instead of evolving to Brian, he evolved into Charizard. And yeah, he evolved into that. And then he went to slap Tasserina, and she fell onto the ground motionless, and then used his flamethrower on her, and then she died instantly. And then used Flare Blitz to finish it off. Actually, she did not die after the flamethrower, and he used Flare Blitz, and then she died. And then he flew off to the Pokemon League, and it fades to black. And oh, this DVD did not end. And it showed Guzma and Glystopod just wandering around there until the blue Charizard appeared out of nowhere. He lets out his normal roar, like what you see from the YouTube videos. It was actually like the lion roar from like any movie intro, like the and all that stuff. And then he wanted to attack Glystopod. It was a battle. Glystopod used First Impression, but Charizard dodged it. And then he used Pyro Ball, which that is his signature move for Cinderace, and it missed. And Glystopod used Throat Chop, and pop! His throat was damaged. And it showed the grassy hill, but Eevee wasn't in there. Not even Pikachu and Torracat. And then he couldn't do anything. But he wanted to save his power points for later. And so he used Overheat. And it did a lot of damage, but it caused his special attack to fall harshly, and Glystopod used Poison Jab, and this time it poisoned him, but he has the Guts ability, and then he changed into his true form, and became that way, and then he used Flare Blitz, and it caused a lot of damage to Glystopod. He used Poison Jab repeatedly, over and over and over again. Like 4 times in a row. And then Glystopod used Throat Chop again. This time the Charizard used Fire Punch. Or Mega Punch, that's what I meant. Mega Punch. And it was a clash down. And until after he was poisoned so many times by Poison Jab. And then it was time for his rage. He was getting ready. The fiery flames on the volcano was getting hotter and hotter, and then he was getting angrier and angrier. His eyes were red and his pupils were black, until he transformed into Mega Charizard X. And oh god, he looked berserk. He still has the eyes and all that stuff, and he was ready to use Hyper Beam, and he let out a loud Godzilla roar, and then Glycopod used Liquidation to dodge it, but Hyper Beam did a lot of damage to Glycopod, and he died instantly. And it cuts to his corpse. His mouth was agape, and a lot of scars on him as well. I didn't vomit or something like that. It just cuts to black for like a few seconds. I braced myself for a jump scare. Unfortunately, there was. It shows an image of a blue Charizard with black eyes, red pupils, crying blood. Overlaps with a Howie scream and a loud scream of a woman. That scared the crap out of me. I covered my eyes. And the DVD then ended. Showing but the inject disc. They injected the disc, but not turn off the TV this time. So I put it back to its casing and put it into the attic where it belonged. And I couldn't sleep that night because I kept having nightmares about that, of the blue Charizard killing me the same way. If you ever across this DVD with it, do not watch this DVD, or else you'll end up like me.